Are you feeling exhausted from trying to use willpower and mental discipline to push negative thoughts out of your mind? You are not alone. One of the biggest misconceptions I see with clients is that they believe they are responsible for the negative thoughts looping in their heads. But oftentimes it's not true. Give me the next 4 minutes and I'll explain the biggest misconception about negative thinking and why methods like reframing, willpower don't work as well as you'd hoped. My solution involves understanding the nature of negative thinking and why it exists in the first place, bringing self-awareness powerfully in the process of dissolving negative thinking. Stick around and I'll share a free resource at the end that teaches you how to identify and actually audit your specific thinking patterns, and you can do it in just 10 minutes. For those who don't know me, I'm a trained hypnotherapist, conversational hypnosis trainer, and a coach, and I help clients essentially to de-escalate their chronic stress response so they can handle life and work situations with more calmness, creativity, and ease. In our session, I often focus on understanding what fuels chronic negative thinking, the deeper source of stress, rather than just trying to dissolve and resolve the negative thoughts, which are symptoms of stress. Now, stop using thoughts to fight other thoughts. It's like playing a game with your brain that forces you to focus on what you don't want. And that's where my 3-step framework comes in. It's designed to help you dismantle negative thought loops without needing strategies, meditation, reframing, or affirmations. And let me explain how it works. Do you want clear thinking, better focus on your work tasks, and the ability to be fully present at home? Imagine going into a meeting feeling confident, free from nagging self-doubt, and knowing you're just as capable as anyone else. That kind of focus and clarity allows us to solve problems creatively and effectively. And it's not just around work, it's our thinking patterns influence how we communicate and how we are with our families. By recognizing and addressing those negative thought patterns, we can improve focus and clarity in all areas of our lives and really allow for that growth of potential. If you hate relying on willpower and mental discipline to push those negative thoughts out of your head, maybe you meditate, reframe, and try to stay grateful, but the thoughts just keep looping in your mind. Reframing might not work because the new thought feel insincere, often leading to self-blame when you can't force yourself to feel grateful, and we often end up disconnected from our new positive thoughts. There is a big misconception about negative thinking. Many people believe they create these thoughts and are to blame to what's happening in their heads, but it's often not true. Because of this belief, however, we often focus on negativity, trying to catch negative thoughts, meditate them away, or reframe them. But honestly, that's often a waste of time if we do not understand the origin of the negative thinking and what it is doing for us. The more we focus on negative thoughts, even with the idea of reframing them into positive, the more they persist. That's where my 3-step framework comes in. It's designed to help us dismantle negative thinking loops without needing any strategies, meditation, reframing, or affirmation. And here how it works. In step 1, you identify specific thought pattern by choosing from the examples provided. It takes 2 minutes to read. In step 2, you notice when you're using the specific thought pattern by marking it on the simple tracker, and we do it over 3 days. In the 3rd step, we audit your thinking. The idea is to use a 7-day audit tracker to write down the thought and rate how severely it affects you on a scale from 0 to 10, and do it over 7 days. We do not focus on negative thoughts. We do not go internally trying to analyze them. And I offer a free resource called Cognitive Distortions that help you identify the main thinking habit that you're specifically using. And this resource includes examples of negative thinking patterns and a self-questioning checklist. It will help bring that sense of higher self-awareness powerfully into how you deal with your thought loops and accelerate the process of creating clarity and focus in your life and work. And if you take away one thing from watching this video, it's that negative thinking is a byproduct of stress. It's a natural response of our bodies and our brains to stress, like muscles tensing or heartbeat changing in a stressful situation. These thought loops are a manifestation of stress in our minds. The more chronic stress we experience, the more extreme and persistent our thought loop become. And these patterns become truly problematic when they persist, intensifying the stress response and causing real havoc on our system. My framework will help you stop focusing on the negative thoughts themselves and realize that they are not the problem. Negativity is a byproduct of the survival stress response. So use my simple 3-step framework to gain self-awareness, clarity, and focus, so you can start moving from surviving stress to manifesting success your way to real authentic growth. And when my clients use this framework, they dissolve negative thought loops, gain more confidence, emotional control, and self-assurance. And some might lose their ability to self-blame after using these simple 3 steps. Drop a line below clear thinking and I'll send you this 3-step framework for self-awareness of your thought loops.